of the available ones, there was nothing that really meant anything, or nothing that rolled off the tongue really well. But UK was there, and it sort of sat in the middle and just sat there and stared at me. So I jumped on that one, and I thought, well, at least I have some connection. So so there is some meaning there as well, although it's not so obvious. It was with your call, the on-off. I really think that's cool. So we both got a reasonable story about our vanity calls, and that's good. Band's in great shape. You're booming in to Victoria at the moment. ON7 off. This is VK5 UK.
Yeah, okay, QSL. This is on 7 off, returning to VK5 UK. Yeah, it's great, isn't it, if you can choose your call sign. I think not many countries can. I also have a call sign in Thailand, and there it's Hotel Sierra 0 Zulu Papa X-ray, but it's a successive number of letters and numbers, and you have no choice. You have to be a little bit lucky in that case. They're rich. Fantastic. Yeah, I just started the live stream because I want to show you how strong you are in Belgium. You're really very, very strong. If you type in my call sign in YouTube, you can have a listen on the live stream itself. Yeah, QSL. I'll give you some details on the toys of joy. I'm using the Hermes Lite number 2. Maybe you're familiar with that one. It starts to pick up in the ham community. This little baby radio, and using an FDUCE Sierra Lima 40 microphone, which is also very low budget, and also a very low budget amplifier, the Micro PA50, bringing it up to 50 watts, or actually 25 to be more precise. And then I'm using No Power 2000 Plus amplifier. This one gives me roughly about 800 watts to 900 watts at the moment. And the antenna is a 2-element cubicle quad. So these are the toys of joy. Yeah, very low budget and very small footprint. It's actually what I try to achieve, is that to get the smallest possible footprint and to maximize my performance of the station. So, and I think I'm really succeeding with this one for sure. And also because of the radio, it's very small. You can actually put it into your pocket. The only thing you need to carry, of course, is also a computer, because it's an SDR radio. It's a computerized SDR radio. That's the toys of joy. And just on the WX here, not too good. We had awful weather for the past 6 months or even 7 months in a row, raining almost every single day. I don't think we've had like 3 days in a row of dry weather over the past 7 months. So I hope the springtime is coming soon. I know you guys are getting into winter, but I think Victoria is still okay. I'm not sure. But anyway, that's my story, and yeah, I'll just have a little checkup on your QRZ page as well on your next go. Go ahead there, Victor Kilo 5 Uniform Kilo. This is Oscar November 7 Oscar Foxtrot Foxtrot. Over.
Yeah, very good, Kurt. Oscar November 7 Oscar Foxtrot Foxtrot, VK5 UK. Oh, your station is sounding amazing, working very, very well. So my equipment this end, I'm using an SDR as well, but it's by Flex, Flex 6500. The amplifier is the matching amp from not from Flex, but from Europe, for Oscar 3 Alpha. PG XL running 400 watts here, which is of course our limit here in VK at the moment. But one thing we do have in common, I'm using the FDUCE or FDUCE SL40. I bought this microphone primarily for when I want to remote to the radio via through my MacBook. Because, as you know, USB connectivity. And I thought I'd try it directly to the radio, and once I came up with a audio profile for it, I really liked it, and I like the ergonomics of it. It sits on my boom stand really well, and it all seems to go quite well. So that's the equipment. This end, the antenna is a 3-element ultra beam dynamic antenna. So I haven't quite gone the low budget route. There is, as you can imagine, there is a couple of dollars tied up. But I figure I've been mucking around with this hobby on and off for most of my life, and I've got a lot of enjoyment out of it. I find myself in a position to be able to have pretty much what I want, and I've chosen to go this route. I really enjoy it. But those Hermes lights are a fantastic radio. I'm not terribly into mucking around with the computer side of things, other than I'm operating this radio with one, but with a third-party software. So I'm not quite sure that the Hermes is for me, but I'm working an increasing number of people that are using them. And these microphones at whatever what they cost, I think it was about 65 Australian dollars, 55 US or something crazy like that. They really give a good account of themselves for that low price. So I think more people will get on and use them. They're excellent value for money. So anyway, back to you, Kurt. ON7 OFF BK 5UK.
Yeah, QSL Victor Kilo 5 United Kilo. This is ON7 OFF returning. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're very cheap. It's because I heard a guy with one of these microphones on his Hermes, and it sounded absolutely great. And he shared his settings on in the TT software, and I basically copied his audio profile settings to my software here, and there you go. You get a very, very beautiful audio output with this combination. And yeah, it's amazing that this little microphone, I tried also the SM7B, which had an XLR connector, and I had to use a audio interface. And this FDUS is actually outperforming the 300 euro microphone or 400 euro microphone, the Shure SM7B. While the this FDUS here, I got it for 32 euros with 3 euros of shipping to Belgium. So I basically paid like 35 euros. I'm not sure how much it is related to Australian dollars, but I think it must be more or less the same price, maybe a few dollars less, because I bought it. I was waiting for them to be in a promotion, and then a couple of weeks ago, or I would say maybe a month and a half, they were in promotion on AliExpress, and I jumped on it, and I just pulled the trigger. And really, I'm really surprised about such a low budget microphone, how much joy you can get out of it. So it's just amazing. Yeah. I think you're getting close to the winter, aren't you, Rich? So how has the summer been in Australia? I would love to visit one day Australia. I've only seen Australia out of the window of the aircraft when I was traveling from Kuala Lumpur to New Zealand, but I couldn't make it. Actually, I was about to plan to go to Australia, but the distances between the different cities are very huge, and you need to have enough time to travel to go to the different regions. And at that moment, I only had like a 3-week vacation, so I didn't want to get myself in a rush, trying to visit as much as you can. So I decided to skip Australia, go to New Zealand, and I had a relocation car from Auckland to Christchurch, and another relocation car that I had to drive up from Christchurch to Auckland. So But yeah, the only thing I've seen was the Outback from the window, HI. But yeah, it's like a little bit of a mystery country for me. When I was a kid, I always dream about Australia, but yeah, for you probably it's just normal stuff. But once you are on holidays, it's a little bit different. Back to you there, and yeah, my question also to you: have you been ever to Europe, Rich? VK5 UK, ON7 OFF, over.
Yeah, okay, yeah, ON7 OFF, VK5 UK. Answer the first one, last one first. Apart from being born in the UK, I came here as a very young child. I have no recollection of living there. So I guess technically I have been to Europe, but no, not in my conscious memory. I haven't been able to get back there. So yeah, that's interesting. Australia's a massive place, as you are no doubt aware. I mean, Europe fits into this continent several times over, or a few times over, I believe. I'm not exactly sure on the exact number, but it's very, very vast, as you no doubt are aware. If you've flown from Kuala Lumpur to New Zealand, you would have spent considerable amount of airtime over this continent. So it's very huge, and particularly people from Europe don't really have who haven't been here. They struggle with the sheer scale. I've spoken to people who think that they might come here for 2 weeks and see it all. Well, that's not even remotely possible. Even if you flew somewhere almost every day, it's not remotely possible. So yeah, very, very vast country, and lots of different climates. From the north to the south, the east to the west, we have a very diverse range of climates. So again, it's all very interesting. Our summer was quite mild here where we are in Victoria. We had warm days, or some people would call them hot days, in the mid-30s. But typically here in where I am, we could expect days of 38 or 40 degrees, and we only got, I think, 3 or 4 isolated days over the whole summer period that reached 38 degrees or 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And typically, we could expect those temperatures for considerably longer, which we just didn't get this year. And that's the third summer in a row that's been milder than average. So it is very interesting. At the moment, we're in the autumn phase. Things are cooling down. Cool starts and cool overnight temperatures. I think today's maximum was around 18 degrees centigrade. Overnight temperature, I think, got down to maybe 6 or 7 degrees. So cool start in the morning. We had a little bit of wind today, which kept the temperature down. But yeah, nice sunny day, just a little cool. And I think the forecast for the next 4 or 5 days is around the same. Maybe 6 to 8 degrees overnight minimum, and about 18 degrees a daytime maximum. So it's going to be beautiful weather. I think the autumn temperature here, the autumn climate here where I live is probably the best. We usually expect a couple of months of this weather. Nice, cool, crisp start to the day, and that will get cooler into winter. We'll get down to 0 or 1 or 2, maybe up the odd day of minus 1 or 2 degrees, and then typically sunny, nice days in the teens. If we have daytime maximums below 12 or 13 degrees, that's a particularly cold day here in this part of the country. But as I said, that can change dramatically over this whole continent. While this is all happening, the northern part of Australia, Northern Territory, and northern parts of Queensland go into the tropical dry season, and it'll be warm up there. It'll be in the 30s degrees at sea, and no rain, dry. It'll be beautiful weather up there too. While we're a bit cooler down here in the south. ON7 OFF VK5 UK.
Yeah, QSL. VK5 UK from on7 off. Yeah, QSL, fantastic. Yeah, it's. I'm just doing a sneak peek on Google Street View. It's my way of traveling. So I use my radio to actually randomly start to visit areas. When I start to talk with people, I just go and have a look on qrz.com and just go down to the detailed, tab, I think it is, where you have also the headings. And when you go to the detail tab, you can just explore on HamGrid maps, and then you can do Google Street View. So I'm just looking how it looks out there in your place. It seems to be pretty flat. And I see there's a lot of pasture, so I guess they must have a lot of cattle around your area. Here it's the same. It's more, if I look at the nature that you have, it looks more or less the same over here, except here it's a little bit more hilly. I'm actually living about 15 miles or 20 kilometers outside of the Brussels city. I'm living on a greenbelt area in the south here. It's about half an hour drive from my place here to the city center in Brussels. I can tell this for sure because I'm actually going to the city center of Brussels every Friday, Saturday and Sunday for my job. And if there is no traffic jam, it takes about 30-35 minutes to go there. So it's a small city. It's not big. But here where I am, it's just a quite hilly environment, and I'm on the top of a hill and very pretty high. So I've got a very good location for the radio. Just about a few miles as the bird flies from where I am, there was the site. So the site of Belgian World Radio Service, so they had their antennas positioned there for a reason. I think it had to do with, of course, the altitude of the location here, but also about the soil. It's a very good ground-giving soil, so the soil is really working very well for me, and particularly on my QTH here. I noticed a few times when I'm going around with the car, and I have a mobile setup, I do not hear the stations very well, but once I get on the property here, suddenly the signals start to pop up. And I assume, I'm not sure, but I assume it's a rough estimate, or it's my thought. Maybe I'm wrong, but this area where I'm living was a area where they had, or they were growing grapes. And these grapes, they were mainly grown in greenhouses. And the frame construction of the greenhouses was made out of metals. But in the 1970s, when transport started to open up, when these highways were built, the grape farming industry here in my QTH started to lose strength, because, you know, the competition with these grapes coming from south, where they were much cheaper, they didn't have to heat up these greenhouses and all that kind of stuff. So they took them down, and this area, this property, is actually from my grandparents. They had like 10 of these greenhouses, and these glass houses construction, they took off the glass, and the metal construction that kept the grass, or the frame actually, they buried it under the ground. And I remember clearly when I was like a 10-year-old boy, they actually digged. It was a practice that was, you know, it's not very ecological, but it was a practice that was very commonly done in this area. And they just buried the iron framework in the ground. And where my antenna is sitting is where you have all these greenhouses that they were, you know, were over there. So they have been digging all this iron into the ground. So it must have some kind of an effect on the reflection and on the angle of attack and all that kind of stuff. Okay, I'll pass microphone back to you. Sorry for my long over. VK5 UK ON7 OFF, over.
Yeah, fine business, ON7 OFF, VK5 UK. Well, that's a very interesting story, and there's probably something in that. A very good ground conductivity, or that's recognizing that material in the ground. So, very, very interesting. You have a great setup there. Like you've noticed, we're very quite flat here where I am. The town of Echuca, I'm on the outskirts of it. We're on the Murray River, which is the largest or the longest river here in VK. It stretches comes from the dividing range east of us here, and it flows through. It forms the border. So I'm in Victoria. Across the other side, across the river, is the state of New South Wales. So the river forms the border, and the river finally goes to the sea in South Australia. So from 1,700 kilometres from here to the mouth of the river where it joins the sea. And in that 1,700 kilometres, I'm 95 metres above sea level. So the river only falls 95 metres in 1,700 kilometres. So yes, we're extremely flat where we are. And it is quite an arid climate here. Our annual rainfall is somewhat less than 600 millimetres. It's like 550 millimetres is our total annual rainfall, which is very dry, and a lot of the agriculture relies on extracting water from the river. So that's good and bad. I have a reasonable, I have a good take-up. I've nothing in the way in any direction, so that's one thing. I've bought another property some 40 kilometres south of here, and that is more elevation. I'm at 170 metres there, and the land drops away in front of my house, so I have a good takeoff from that location. I'm still working on getting my station set up there. I've started to build the actual shack, and I'm just waiting on a contractor to come and dig the rest of the hole for my first tower. So I'll have a station there also. So there's a lot going on. I'm looking forward to getting to operate there. I have operated just with a 7300 and a wire antenna, and it's extremely quiet. And I'm looking. I can hear a lot, so I'm looking forward to operating from that location also. But just looking here on your QRZ page, the area looks really nice, and I do like what you've done there on the QRZ page. I've got to spend a bit more time on mine at some point in time, but technically still working. I run a business here, and my wife and I are still working, and we're trying to get things organised at this new QDH we bought. We've been there, had it for about 7 months, so there's lots of projects up there as well, so lots of things going on, and of course I like to spend as much time as possible on the radio, so progress is a little slow. I'm going to make this my final, because getting near to the time we'll be starting to prepare our evening meal, so got a few things I should be doing, and really enjoyed our chat though, and your Hermes and your station in general is sounding and working exceptionally well, Kurt. I think I've covered everything. I'll throw it back to you, and I'll listen for your final before I got to QSY. ON7OFF once again. Great call sign. VK5UK.
Yeah, QSL VK5UK 17 OFF, yeah. What I did in the meantime is just follow the Murray River, where it ends and where it starts. And I'm really wondering why it starts there. It seems that it starts at the border between New South Wales and Victoria. So there's like a starting point where I can see the start of the Murray River. I'm really wondering if there is like a water source, or what's the cause of having this river to start over there, or maybe it's like a mountain, but I cannot see it from the details I have here. I'll check it out online. I just want to know that it starts over there. Okay, I won't hold you too long. It's been a great pleasure to hear you there, Rich. Have a fantastic evening. Enjoy the DX, and I'm very pleased to meet you. It's the first time. It's weird that we haven't spoken before. I've been on the radio for a couple of years now, like 4 years. I've been pretty active on different bands, but yeah, 70 meter is for me is like the Rag Chew bands. It's just a very comfortable band to talk. Okay, 73s, take care. God bless you. Stay safe. Pass my greetings to the other half of the bed, and hopefully we'll chat again in the future. I got you down the log. VK5UK. This is Oscar November 7, Oscar Foxtrot Foxtrot.
Yeah, very good, Kurt. Thanks very much. I've enjoyed the QSO immensely. Just quickly, there's a mountain range that runs all the way down the eastern seaboard of Australia, not very far away from the sea, and it runs around and almost gets to Melbourne, the capital city of Victoria. So the catchment for the Murray River is the rain that falls on the western side of the highest point on that range. All the rain that falls on the eastern side of that range runs by rivers, fairly short rivers that run out to sea at various points, Queensland, New South Wales, and also in Victoria. But all the rain that falls on the western side of the range is then channeled into the Murray River. That's why it goes the opposite way to all the other rivers, and then it flows and eventually flows into the ocean in South Australia. So that's just a quick explanation of the way the Murray goes the way it goes. It has a mountain range separating it from going east, and so it has to go west. So hope that's cleared that up for you. 7-3, Kurt. Look forward to another QSO. I really enjoyed it immensely, and we'll do this again another time. 7-3 from VK5UK.
Yeah, QSL. I just wanted to also check on ChatGPT, and yeah, Mr. ChatGPT told me that the source of the Murray River is located in the Australian Alps, specifically in the snowy mountains of New South Wales. So there you are, at an altitude of 2,228 meters. So I didn't know you had such a high altitude mountains over there. So you know where to go, and if you need to cool down. Hey, Shai. 73s, take care. Pleased to meet you, and hopefully we can continue next time on another QSO. VK5UK, this is Oscar November 7, Oscar Fox Fox. God bless you and stay safe. Take yourself in good shape. Keep yourself in good shape, I would say. 73's Rich, over.
Yeah, 7-3, Kurt, and thanks again. I really enjoyed the QSO. All the best.
Bye-bye, 73's. This is Oscar November 7, Oscar Fox Fox. We're standby. QRZ? I have a Victor Kilo 2 again. One more time. Okay, Victor Kilo 2, Yankee Oscar. I think that's the call sign. Nice to hear you. You're not very strong with me, so it's gonna be a short queue, so unfortunately. You're very close to my ground floor noise. VK2 Yankee Oscar. I am Oscar November 7, Oscar Foxtrot Foxtrot, and my handle is Kurt. Kilo Uniform Romeo Tango. Over. Okay, VK2 Yankee Oscar. I have you in there, but you're very weak. What's your name? Over.
Yankee Oscar. VK2 Y.
Thank you, Saul. Thank you, Peter. VK2YYO Yankee Oscar. This is Oscar November 7 Oscar Foxtrot. Thank you very much coming back to the call. I get you in here with a 3 by 6. 3 by 6. So you're just on top of my ground floor noise. Maybe you're low power, or you have a dipole antenna or something, because you're not very strong. Peter, please tell me what is your power and what is your antenna. I'm wondering what are your working conditions. VK2 Yankee Oscar. This is Oscar November 7 Oscar Foxtrot. Over. Okay, I hope I'm not doubling with you because you just dropped out. Yeah, I heard you have a dipole. And what is your power, Peter? What is your power? Over?
100 watts, 100 whiskey, antenna, halfway,
Yeah, QSL, Peter. Victor Kilo 2 Yankee Oscar. This is Oscar November 7 Oscar Foxtrot. Yeah, okay, QSL on the end-fed dipole and 100 watts. Yeah, it's not very strong, so it's not very strong, but you're making the trip. I'm doing a live stream, so you can have a listen on how is your signal here in Belgium, there, Peter. If you type in the call sign in YouTube, you can have a listen. It's not very strong, so I really have to be very careful and listen carefully. Unfortunately, it's not very strong. So yeah, it's working, but it's very on the limit. Pleased to meet you for the first time. I do not see that I have your call sign in my logbook, so pleased to meet you. Over. Okay, Victor Kilo 2 Yankee Oscar. I'm sorry, I lost your signal. So sorry about that. I'll wish you 73s. Pleased to meet you for the first time. I have you down the log there, Mr. Peter. Victor Kilo 2 Yankee Oscar. This is Oscar November 7 Oscar Foxtrot. Wishing you a good evening out there in Australia. Over. No, the local sexual customer. Okay, thank you very much there, Peter. You have a fantastic day, and hopefully catch with you or talk to you again in the future. If you can, maybe try to get a beam antenna. It's really gonna make a huge difference. VK2 Yankee Oscar. This is Oscar November 7 Oscar Fox 73. QRZ, this is Oscar November 7 Oscar Foxtrot. This is Brussels calling, over. Yankee Oscar again. Yankee Oscar 3 Delta Yankee Mike. I think Yankee Oscar 3 Yankee Delta Mike. Is that correct? Over. Okay, Yankee Oscar 3 Delta Sierra Mike. Thank you very much. They're from Bucharest, Mihai. Mulțumesc. Yeah, you're 4x4, 4x5 in Belgium. Not very strong. I am Oscar November 7 Oscar Foxtrot. Over. Mihai, you're Dan. I don't have a very strong signal on you there, Dan. You're 5x4 here in Belgium. QSL, back to you. QSL. Okay, QSL 100% there, Mr. Dan. This is Oscar November 7 Oscar Fox returning. Yeah, not very strong, a little bit tricky to copy you at the moment. The propagation is good, but apparently it's not very good into your QTH. Okay, thank you for the contact. I will put you down the log there, Dan. Mulțumesc, and I wish you a very good day to you, my friend. Yankee Oscar 3 Delta Sierra Mike from Oscar November 7 Oscar Foxtrot. Over.
Roger, ON 7 OFF wire 3DSF. Thank you for the nice show. Good luck and many years. Bye bye.
Okay, 73, good luck. And I also want to say hello to Stuart. Hello, Stuart. Don't work too hard, okay? And also to you there, Mike India 7 Delta Golf Oscar in the chat box. Okay, QRZ, any other station on 17? This is Oscar November 7 Oscar Foxtrot QRZ. CQ 17, CQ on 17 meters. This is Oscar November 7 Oscar Foxtrot. This is Oscar November 7 Oscar Foxtrot calling him by.
Victor Kilo 2 Golf Sugar Victor.
Victor Kilo 2 Golf Sugar Victor. Good evening to you. I guess it must be David. Go ahead, David. Over.
I don't have QRZ, yeah, and you can see my new antenna up there too if you're looking at my page. That's the one I'm using at the moment, running 85 watts or thereabouts. Good evening to you. 5758 there at that moment there. Back to you.
Yeah, QSL, thank you very much, David, for the 5758. Same story about signal 5x6, 5x7. Not very strong. I am using a little bit of power here, so I think there must be a little bit of a difference in power output between you and yourself and mine. But yeah, nice to meet you. Propagation seems to be nice into the VK, into Australia this morning here on 17. I haven't been on the radio for a long time in the morning time, so I was listening earlier on, and I heard the guys from West Coast of the United States, but unfortunately I just came on here a little bit too late. I don't hear them, but at least we get the VKs, and that's also an important one. We seem to have propagation with Victor Kilo in the morning, but also in the evening on the short path. So currently we are beaming long path to you. Go ahead. Victor Kilo 2 Golf Sierra Victor from Oscar November 7 Oscar Fox Fox, over.
Yeah, Oscar November 7 Oscar Fox Victor Kilo 2 Golf Sugar Victor. No problem. So, yeah, no, the band is up and down a little bit. Yeah, the guide's very nasty about an S5, and that seems to be bringing up my noise floor at the same time. I think my noise floor is about a 4 or 5 at the present time I'm here. But I'm hearing you okay. It's I don't know what it is. The band is certainly up and down at the present time, so I assume it's going to probably die very, very soon there. But no, good signal there, and it's nice to talk to you. I've actually made a lot of contacts on 17 since I picked this new antenna up. It works really well on this band and antenna as well, so I'm quite happy with it. Much better than the G5RV and the infeed. Anyway, it's all good. But I won't hold it too long because I think I'm going to lose you soon there. But hope you have a good day. So it's this evening time over here. I'm assuming it's morning over your way. Oscar November 7 Oscar Fox VK2 GSV.
Yeah, QSL, fantastic. Yeah, fantastic. Very good. Yeah. Well, what are your working conditions there, David? Back to you.
Oh, not a problem then. Yeah, I'm running a 7300, running about 85 watts. The antenna, if you look at the KLZ page, there's just a vertical that's basically a 10 meter pole. It's about 9 meters length, and a bunch of wire a piece of wire just wrapped around it like in the helical down to the base of the ICOM antenna tuner down the bottom. Works really good. And it tunes really well. Tunes are easy. It actually works on 10 meters without the tuner, which I was quite surprised. I've only got 4 radials down because I'm sitting on a fence and I got nowhere to put it. I got nowhere to run the radial. There's your power rails to the fence. I'm a bit stuck with what I have. I'm very limited space. And it's getting tested at the moment because we've got a bit of wind out there and it's guided about 5 meters. Oscar November 7 Oscar Fox VK2 GSV.
Yeah, QSL. Yeah, I'm just having a look at the QRZ page. And yeah, apparently it seems to do the job. Because I had the other gentleman, he was using an unfed dipole and he was barely making the trip. It probably also has to do with the positioning of his dipole, if it's in the right direction. But yeah, I am using a 2-element cubicle quad running about 800 watts, and the antenna is at an altitude of about 14 meters high, which gives me a quite good result, to be honest with you. I'm very happy with this quad antenna. The only thing is I had an issue with the 12-meter band. The cable came loose, and I pulled up everything yesterday. I pulled it down, I repaired, did the repairs, but apparently now my SWR on 10-meter band isn't very good. So I think somewhere in the near future I'll have to pull it down and try to tune the 10-meter band so I can have a reasonable SWR. It's a 5-bander with a single feed point, so you just feed the antenna with one coax cable, and it will feed the different cables or the different loops that are on the 2-element cubicle quad. It's one that I purchased from a amateur radio who actually had to move to another location, and he didn't have enough space to set up this antenna and this tower. So I actually purchased both the tower and the antenna and the rotor, so everything in one go. And it's one of the best purchases I've probably done in my entire life, because it's secondhand, but it really outperforms every expectation that I had on the beam antenna. The nice thing is you don't need to have it on a high tower. You can just have it at a low altitude, and it will still perform very well. So it does not affect too much the angle of attack with the low altitude of the antenna. Yeah, I'm running the Hermes Lite 2 here. That's my radio. It's a baby radio. It's the size of 2 packets of cigarettes stacked next to each other, or I would say a purse of a lady or a little a wallet of a lady, I would say. So it's very small. And I'm using a micro PA 50, bringing up the 5-watt output power to about 20, and then I'm driving my OM power 2000 plus amplifier, and that's the whole setup over here. The FDUS SL40 is my microphone, so it's a very affordable and very, yeah, I would say cheap setup, because the radio itself, the Hermes Lite, is just a little bit over $350 US, delivered to your doorstep. The micro PA 50 is also about 150, 160 US dollar. The only expensive thing in the entire line, of course, is the amplifier. Back to you there, David. VK2 Golf Sierra Victor from ON7 OFF, over.
Not a problem. I didn't get your name. You didn't actually give me your name, but you're not a problem. Sorry, but I'm losing you at the bottom end of the band there. You're dropping down to my noise floor. My noise floor is about an F5 at the moment. I don't know why. It's not usually this bad. But you're hitting my noise floor. I got most of that, which is good. Yeah, no, it's good when your antenna system works and you get what you want. And radios, yeah, also have the space. I used to run an old Hefted SB182 as an old 90. It was built in 1962, but it did have solid state VFO. Everything else was valve in it. Lovely little radio. But it came out years ago, and then I quit for about 20 years. So I've just got back not that long, a couple of years ago. But anyway, thanks for the contact, and I'll go look you up on QRZ. I'll get my tablet out and have a look you up on QRZ and have a look at what you've got set up there. But yeah, have a good evening, and thanks for the contact. I'll sure if you'll find someone else before the band drops off. Oscar November 7, Oscar Foxtrot, VK2 GSV.
Yeah, QSL, VK2 GSV, ON7 OFF returning. Yeah, okay, yeah, propagation probably might just start to die out there in Australia, so we might just lose propagation shortly. Thank you very much, David. Have a fantastic day. Pleased to meet you for the first time, and I have you down the log here on 17. Victor Kilo 2 Golf Sierra Victor. This is Oscar November 7 Oscar Fox Fox. I just went, oh yeah, my name by the way is Kurt Kilo Uniform Romeo Tango. My name is Kurt Kilo Uniform Romeo Tango, and you can review the QSO because I am doing a live stream right now, so you can have a listen how the signal is over here, and yeah, you can check on the live stream. So you just type in my call sign. And when you type in my call sign, you will find it on YouTube, and you can tune into the live stream. 73 is there. Back to you there, and God bless you. Stay safe there, David. VK2 Golf Sierra Victor. This is Oscar November 7 Oscar Fox Fox. Bye bye.
Cheers, mate. 73.
Any other station before I turn this one off? This is ON7 OFF in Brussels, QRZ.
November 5 Radio Delta Oscar.
November 5 Radio Delta Oscar. I'm gonna have to turn the beam towards you. Nice to meet you. This is ON7 OFF in Brussels. Go ahead, William.
Well, good. Nice to meet you, Kurt. Thank you for taking my call. I'm about ready to go to bed too. But I just wanted to let you know you're doing a great job into the States, especially in the Texas here. I have you 5-5, but this is a real quiet band for me. I don't know why, but the station here is an ICOM TDX10 and an old Drake amplifier, and I'm running, I guess, I'm not running the amplifier. Let me see. Hello? It's not very much. I guess I'm running around 200 watts. But anyway, back to you, N5 RDO.
Yeah, QSL N5 RDO, ON7 OFF returning. Yeah, I turned the beam towards North America. I'm surprised you're still awake. You probably have fallen out of bed there. What's the local time there, Bill, where you are? Over?
It's 3:12 in the morning, unfortunately. And you're right, I fell asleep watching a movie, and I came in here to turn it off, and I couldn't walk away from the dick, but I always check it before I go to bed. And there was a station on this band, but I can't hear it, so when I got to this band, I noticed your signal, so I just came down here to say hello. But as I say, great audio. And I have your QRZ page up, and I'll put you in my QRZ log. It's easy enough for me to use that. I got into that about the last 2 years using that log, but I had wind logs before that. I tried to transport, but it's only about half of it showed up. But back to you, Kurt, M5 RDO.
Yeah, QSL November 5 Romeo Delta Oscar from Oscar November 7 Oscar Fox. Yeah. Well, you got the antenna of me turning towards North America, so I'm gonna see, maybe I will wake up some other stations there that are almost on the edge of falling asleep. So yeah, 3 o'clock in the morning. Is it something that you do unusual, or often that you stay awake until 3 a.m. in the morning, or is it just an exception? Over.
It's unusual. I am retired. I don't have to work, and I'm 82 years old, so I normally play until about midnight. I'd say between 10:30 and midnight, but just tonight I got involved in an old movie rerun on TV, and I stayed up and watched it, unfortunately. Dr. Strangelove also, and I like funny stuff. But anyway, yeah, I should be doing more, but I haven't tuned up my amplifier. I guess I'm trying to figure out what's wrong. But I'm just barefooted at this point, so I'm only doing 100 watts. But your signal's up to right at a 7, and maybe a little over. So I'm going to put you in the log at 5 and 7. So back to you, Kurt, and 5 is already up.
Yeah, QSL. Yeah. Well, Bill. Listen, my mom, she's just next doors, and I just tell her I'm talking to a gentleman who is 82. She's 84, so she's just, or 83 actually. She's from 1939. So yeah, I hope I will be in good health conditions when I'll be 82, and mentally and physically to be able to operate the radio, because that would be fantastic. At least it keeps you connected with other people all over the world, isn't it? So it's a great hobby. If you feel like lonely, you can always turn on the radio and go ahead. Don't worry about the amplifier. You're just coming in here loud and clear. I have you on top of the ground floor noise, so you're on top of the ground floor noise without a problem. And yeah, maybe the grumpy amplifier needs to get some care, so you know what to do. I'm running a 2-element cubical quad and around about 800 watts on the antenna, so just roughly about 800 watts. I'm using one of these new SDR radios. Probably I know you're a little bit older, but you need to connect it to the computer. So, but the advantage is that everything is programmable through the computer. So it's like having a normal standard radio, but all the chips and everything is configurable in the software, so it makes it quite interesting. But yeah, I'm very honored to talk with people that have a certain age, and I always find it intriguing and interesting to hear that some people, they just continue to operate even at very old age. I think the oldest person I've ever met on the radio is 96, I think. Yeah, it was 96. So you still have a few miles to go, and I want to meet you when you're gonna be 97 HI. So I want you to be on my #1 record HI. So what is it, 83? So in, what is it, 13, 14 years from now. So looking forward to meet you again in let's say 13, 14 years from now, mate. Or 15 years actually. Back to you, Bill. November 5 Romeo Romeo Delta Oscar from ON7 OFF, over.
ON7 OFF, N5 RDO. Yeah, I hope I make it that far. I rather doubt it, but I hope I make it that far. I figure I've got a few more good years. I have 3 different stations I run here, and I just picked up the Jesus a week ago used, but normally I'm on my Icon station, which I have a solid state amp. I have a KWM2 Collins in a 30L1, and I have a 10K Omni 6 in a Titan amplifier. So I've accumulated a lot of stuff. I mean, I probably need to thin the herd, but I enjoy playing with all of them. So it's kind of interesting. And I do have a beam, but it's in repair right now. I'm trying to get parts for it. It's an old Summers beam. And it does a great job. It's 40 through 6, but it was probably a predecessor to the OptiDean. But you can't go wrong with a pod. I've had them in the past, and they work exceptionally well. They're quiet, and they don't have to be as high as the Yagi. They do their job. So it's a great antenna. Back to you, Kurt, and 5 RDO.
Yeah, QSL, fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And what's what is the problem with the amplifier? It's not turning on, or it just doesn't key up? Over.
Well, if you'll stand by, I'll try to tune it up. For some reason, it don't want to tune, but I don't know why. I've done everything I'm supposed to, I think, and we'll see. Just give me a second, I'll tune it.
Yeah, if you need to tune it, I'll give you the time, so I'll stand by for it. If you want to tune it, over.
Roger that.
I'm not sure if you're still there, Bill. November 5 Romeo Delta Oscar, ON7 OFF. Stuart, how you doing? 80. I think maybe Bill, he lost his, maybe something came up, or so I'll make a new call. I'll see what happens. So I was hoping he was coming back with his amplifier, but anyway, there you go. CQ. This is Oscar November 7 Oscar Foxtrot calling and listening.
N5 RDO.
Yeah, okay. There you go. I was wondering if maybe something went wrong, Bill. But yeah, you're much stronger now. That's for sure. There's a hell of a difference. Over.
Roger that. I switch radios for some reason. It's a Drake amplifier I'm having a problem with. So I'm on my ICOM 7300 and an IC4KL amplifier, and it's doing a kilowatt on this band. So, and it's modified G5 RV at about 70 feet. So.
Yeah, QSL. Okay, yeah, that makes a hell of a difference. You're now what is it? Almost 10 dB over 9, or even stronger. Absolutely insane. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but I'm doing a live stream, Bill. I'm not sure if you have a computer or a smartphone nearby, but if you type in my call sign in the YouTube search engine, you can listen how you sound, and you will see the difference between how you sounded before on the barefoot power and how you sound now on the amplifier. So it's pretty cool. I'm doing this, some people, they like it that I do this live stream, because they can see for themselves how they sound on the other side of the pond, or on the other side of the world. Back to you there, Bill. November 5 Romeo Delta Oscar, 17 OFF, over.
ON7 OFF N5 RDO. I'm on your QRZ page. Can I get from there to to what you're talking about on the live stream?
Yeah. If you go to my QRZ page, the very first picture you will see on the QRZ page, it says turning the radio on and off 7 days a week, like with a, it's like a YouTube channel. And if you click there, if you click on that one, it will start the live stream. So you can listen from there. So you will see on the QRZ page, you will see on 7 off the logo. And then right under the logo, click on the picture below to see if we are currently live streaming. And if you click on that picture, it will go through to the live stream right away. So that's the easiest way. And then you can tune in. Now, I know it's a little bit tricky to be able to listen to the live stream to yourself while you are transmitting, because there is like a delay of maybe 5, 10, 15 seconds, depending on the internet speed. But it will be saved eventually on the YouTube platform, and you can listen for yourself how you sound. I'm not sure if you've done that before, but then you can see how your signal is over here in Belgium. November 5 Romeo Delta Oscar. This is ON7 OFF, over.
ON7 OFF N5 RDO. I do have your live screen going. N5 RDO. I do have your live screen going. N5 RDO. I do have your live
There you go. I'm not sure if you've had the live stream before with somebody else there. Go ahead, Bill.
Roger, I'm picking it up in the mic, so I was just listening to myself on this rig.
Yeah, well, there you go. So you can have a listen. So yeah, the 7300 is a good one. It sounds great. It's a little bit more punchy than the other one, but it might also have to do with the amplifier, because the amplifier levels up everything. It not only levels up the signal and the power, but also the weaker, you know, the amplification is higher when you have a low power input into your amplifier, but it flattens out when you get to the top, so it levels up everything as well, over.
I understand. I'm only driving the amplifier with 40 watts, so it's pretty evident that, you know, I don't think we're overdriving it, but the mic setup on this radio is a little bit better.
Yeah, QSL. Yeah. It's very well known, the 7300, that it's very how could I say, very good in audio quality. Are you using the standard end microphone with this rig, Bill, over?
The Yaesu, I have just a hand mic. On this one, I have the Heil ICOM mic, and it's on a boom. And this one does fairly well with that. I had a good friend that helped me set up the audio, and everybody says it sounds really good, but I haven't changed it since then, and I had the ICOM probably for over a year now, so it's been a good radio. I just ventured into Yaesu because I was at a ham fest. The guy just traded it in on a 101, so I thought I'd give it a try. I gave the dealer what he took in trade for it, so I only paid $900 for it, but I figured I'd play with it and see if I like it. I do have to admit the receive on the Yaesu is much better than the ICOM, but I'm trying to learn all the settings and how to get there. It's a different world than ICOM, and I've been with ICOM for a long time on the newer rigs. Back to you, Kurt.
Yeah, QSL. Yeah, QSL. Yeah. I've been with traditional radios for a long time. You know, all my life, until I started to venture a little bit with the SDR receivers. Before I was using the Hermes Lite, I was combining my TS480, which is my I think the radio I have had the longest in my entire life. It's the TS480. I got it back in, I think, about 12, 13 years ago. I bought it from an amateur radio. I was not licensed at that time, but I wanted to jump into a very decent HF radio, and the TS480 was my to-go radio. But then I combined it with an SDR receiver, and finally I pulled the trigger and go with the Hermes Lite, which is a QRP SDR receiver. You know, it's a little bit more I would say complex, because there is a lot of configuration that needs to be done. If you're not very good with computers, I do not advise the Hermes Lite. But on the other hand, if you can, if you have a little bit of patience and you're really into learning a lot about radios, then the Hermes Lite is really one that I can totally recommend. It's not a plug and play radio. It's not like a 7300. You just put it on the desk, connect the cable to the antenna, power supply, and the microphone, and you're good to go. So it's a little bit different. So that's for sure. there's a steep learning curve. It takes time. A lot of things need to be configured, and one little thing might just mess up everything. So it's a little bit more tricky. But on the other hand, the satisfaction you get from the Hermes Lite is absolutely outstanding. It's just this very small footprint. It fits into 2 pockets. So you probably saw the picture on my QRZ.com page. Back to you, Bill. Over.
Roger, Kurt. I saw the picture. They also make a 100-watt transceiver, do they not?
No, this is a QRP. In fact, they built this SDR radio around the processor that is used in broadband routers. So that little router that you have connected to your for your internet service provider that connects to either the cable or phone line or whatever, or the fiber optic, they use processors in there. And some clever folks came up with the idea of taking one of these processors and build an entire SDR radio around it. These processors were mainly used about 10 years ago in broadband routers 10 years ago. They do not manufacture these processors anymore, but Maker Fabs, who is actually building the hardware of the Hermes Lite, they actually tried to skim all the different manufacturers of broadband routers and ask them if they have still these processors in stock, and probably purchase them at a very reasonable price. That's why this Hermes Lite radio is very inexpensive. I got mine for $360 delivered to my doorstep, so it was very inexpensive. Over.
Well, that's true. That's a great bargain. But I'm afraid it would be a little bit too complicated for me. But it's a great radio, and everything's going that way. I mean, there's a number of radios that are just a box, and you hook your computer to them. And a lot of the guys are going that route. And then there's the older guys that want to have all the knobs, which, it's much easier. But I have 2 radios that you change everything through programs, and it's not that difficult once you start playing with it. So it's interesting, and I like the challenge of it. So, but the ICOM I've had for years. I've had 3 different ICOMs. I had Kenwood before that, but so as ICOM came along and used the menu system to get into the different segments of the radio, I became real familiar with it, where Yaesu is completely different. But as I say, Yaesu is rated, I guess this radio is rated 3rd on the receiver, Sherwood receiver schedule that you can pull up. And my theory was that if you can't hear them, you can't talk to them. So my idea was to see if it was that much better, and it really is. But they have a special way that they do their signal processing, and it seems to be cleaner, quieter, and more realistic in sound. So I've enjoyed it. Back to you, Kurt. ON70FF N5RDO.
Yeah, QSL N5 RDO and 70FF, fantastic. Yeah, that's true. And the joy of having something that works is always, tremendous. And I really enjoy, also having sometimes like we're doing longer conversations. I'm not sure. Lots of people, they just do the 5 and 9 report and that's it. But finally, after so many years being on the radio, you realize that when the propagation is there, you get the appropriate antenna and power and equipment. You can work every square inch of the world, So it doesn't make any sense to have a 5 and 9 report, because they can all give you the same report all over the world unless the propagation isn't there. So. Okay, Bill, I'll let you go. It's been a pleasure to meet you. I'll let you go and get some deep dive in your bed and get the necessary rest, unless you want to go and tune up and down the frequency and enjoy the propagation at night. I sometimes want to do the same. Just go and have a look on what kind of propagation we have. But okay, pleased to meet you this morning. I would say keep yourself in good shape, and have to make an appointment in the next cycle for sure. See if we can beat the record, Bill. November 5 Romeo Delta Oscar from Oscar, November 7 Oscar Foxtrot Foxtrot.
Thank you, Kurt, and I've enjoyed the conversation. I'm with you. I'm more of a ragturer than a DXer, but I don't know. I have, on my old log, showed 307 countries, and I never was concerned about confirming them, because I figured if I put them on the log that I knew I talked to them, and that's all that counted. Also, back then when I was first starting out, I didn't have a lot of money, so I didn't have time. I was working, and I couldn't run back and forth to the post office and buy stamps for different countries, so it wasn't that important to me. But I do enjoy visiting with everybody. Matter of fact, the last contact I got on my log is ON7HJA. Johan? I don't know if you know him or not, from the same area. But anyway, I'll be clear on yours. I think I am going to go to bed. The reason I am healthy is I guess I've had an outside type job, and I've never sat at a desk. I was a factory rep for a premium cigar company for 3 states, and most of the time I was out walking. I never had a desk. I had a company car, but never a desk. Anyway, it was a type job that kept me physically in shape. Most of my friends that were my age are gone by now that had desk jobs, so that's just the way it is. But it's been a pleasure to meet you, and thanks for picking me up. I'll be clear on your last go around here. ON7 OFFN5 RDO.
Yeah, QSL, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It's been a great conversation, and yeah, I got you down the log, so I'm looking forward for the next QSO for sure there, Bill. At night, like this time of the day, down your way, very few operators operating, but if you would make a few calls, you'll probably get a pileup, I'm pretty sure, from European stations, especially if you go down to the traditional bands on 10, 15, or 20. Take care, good luck, and have a fantastic night's sleep there, mate. November 5 Romeo Delta Oscar, this is ON7 OFF going clear. 73s, God bless you.
73, Kurt. Tell your mother hi.
I'll do so. 73s, bye-bye. Okay, I'll stop the live stream here, guys. 73s, thanks for tuning in. ON7 OFF QRT.